Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Because I sure as hell ain't. 1:04 in the morning, West Coast time for a Thursday, the 18th of July, 2024. Here's Zombie Weaver John C. Roseman in California, who's, getting the morning itches again. Eventually, I got this shirt replaced. Okay, it's another night, sleepless night again. Trying to deal, trying to cope, trying to function. And having a lousy time at it, too. Not to mention worrying about my mother waking up again, my little dog, and her having conniption fits about something that I can't solve. She whines, she needs my attention. I calm her down, throw her back down on the floor. No, not throw her. Just put her down on the floor, try to get her to lay down, cover her up. Hover for about a minute, and let's see if she does anything after that. She'll do that to me all night. She'll sleep about a little, maybe an hour or two if she's lucky enough. And by the time I'm ready to sleep, nope, she's got to get me active again. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Okay, yes, I've been trying to stay away from the damn politics, as I said before. It'll drive you nuts. I've got all these independents trying to interview people left and right, trying to put them on there and get them on the spot and talk about things. And then I see the other independents talking with other people, trying to top each other out left and right. What else is new? I have to look at what the real picture is, not the political football that they're playing. So I try to get the independent, actually news feeds from different places on YouTube. Things to catch my attention and trying to get past the zeros and ones again. It'll get me locked. If I happen to pick up one particular topic, like gaming, it'll get me locked into that thing in a large cycle for a long while. So I try to go on news channels, see what they've got. Came across a story I told about a couple of weeks back on this one here. It got my attention because I wanted to find out what was going on with this guy. This 80-something-year-old vet who had been in World War II, whose parents were American citizens, went over to Canada. Guy was born. And they come back and live in the States for a hell of a long while. The parents are dead. But the guy is lived in several states, and he was a truck driver. But he did serve in the Navy with distinction, and he's got paperwork. And they all recognize him as being an American citizen because he was born from two U.S. citizens. So to make you a United States citizen. I don't care if you're in a different country, as long as you had two American parents and you were born, say hello to your parents. They're American citizens. But the state of Tennessee, being a pain in the ass as they are, they had a conniption fit with this guy when this vet was trying to get his real ID. I mean, he had lived in 3 other states that didn't give him this much issues. Up in the New England area, close to it. So he comes down to Tennessee and lives out there for a while and been a truck driver, and then tries to upgrade his license from the state ID to the real ID with the Homeland Security needs for traveling, especially when it comes down for airplanes. But the state of Tennessee says, no, you can't have that. You're still born in Canada. Yeah. You gotta go through these hoops over here. Now wait just a second here. I got all this paperwork over here. I don't give a shit. That's basically what Tennessee said to the guy. I don't give a shit. You're not getting it. He had to jump through hoops, talk to a news agency, gone through state agencies, federal, and the state of Tennessee says, so he files a federal lawsuit on our ass. He gets himself an attorney, files a federal lawsuit. And in a federal lawsuit, they've got proof. Of course, in the lawsuit, Tennessee finally sees the damn thing. Says, "Oh well, fine. I'll just get him the regular ID, but not the regular ID, not the real ID. No, because he's still born in Canada." So the guy's going to get his driver's license back from the state of Tennessee, but not the real ID that he was trying to apply for in the first place. So the federal lawsuit is still in effect. Super twits, I swear to God. Like state, federal, and Tennessee still said, remind me never ever to cross foots or go into Tennessee and deal with them at all. I mean, if they're that super twits in there, I swear to God, yeah, it puts a real bad reputation on you guys, especially when you screw over a U.S. veteran. The guy's been in the U.S. Navy, served with distinction, he's got discharge papers, honorable, a war veteran of World War One, actually of World War Two, and you screw him over. Yeah, and it's at the last second when they're just getting on the air that the reporter doing the story on this got the notification from the guy's attorney's office that they just, at the close of the day, got the paperwork and the ID, but not the real ID. So they're still continuing with the federal ID. I mean, you're talking about screwed up, man. I thought California was screwed up, but this is a red state. They don't give a shit. Try this one. For a red state, sometimes it's not being political. It's trying to understand economics, engineering, and humanity at the same time. Now, a while ago, there was a homeless shelter out in Sacramento, city of Sacramento, and run by Volunteers of America. Not for a good stretch. They've been running this place, being a homeless shelter and keeping people over there temporarily until they can get a new place. But because of the construction of the building was done in the 1970s, the pipes are deteriorating, and the place was condemned because of the water pipes in there. And not just being condemned, it would cost millions of dollars that the volunteer agency didn't have, and the county wasn't about to spend on it, or even, actually the city of it wasn't about to spend. So they're basically telling, well, you got up until sometime in August to get out. But the Volunteers of America were trying to find places for them anyway when they got the word. But the story did go out in the locals out there. So hopefully, maybe we'll get some homeless shelters going and get some of these people housed already. Because it sucks getting thrown out from one place to another place to another place. That royally sucks. But they had no choice. We've got places out here in California that we have been using for decades, including the city of Los Angeles, county of Los Angeles, and a few other places that have been using deteriorating pipes. It's no wonder we got a water break over here, water main over here, water main over here, water main. Sinkholes happening left and right. It takes a long while for even our state to replace anything. Bureaucracy is one thing. Um, environmental reports, whether or not if it's going to be economically feasible or not. But in a place that had been built in the 70s, they never said anything about earthquake retrofitting. But if they did, that would have been costing them millions of dollars. But even doing the retrograding, actually the retrofitting on it, they would have been discovering problems about the pipes eventually, and they would still need to be addressed. And the property owners in the city, county, you just didn't want to, even the state didn't want to pony up the money for it, apparently. So, place is shut down, or going to be shut down. It sucks. But people got to find a place to live anyway. Yeah. You notice I hadn't been talking about this one particular gentleman here. Yeah, well, bit of a falling out with a gentleman. Measure. Okay, try this one. What was it? Elk Grove, somewhere out in also in Sacramento area. Section of Elk Grove. How would you like to go to a Baskin Robbins? 31 flavors, more than that flavors. And in this particular ice cream shop, they also did sandwiches. Okay, fine. Now, if you happen to order a sandwich and the sandwich is not right, you would have to talk to the manager, see what they would do anything about it. And if they can't, well, then you get their refund and get the hell out of there. Go to another place. No, we had a woman with a conniption fit go in. And it seems like she owns the damn place. I own the place. This isn't right. How dare you? I'm going back there and I'm going. She just goes off on this employee and also manager. Hurts them both. I mean, does a whack job on them. And she is caught on tape on this one. The cops are trying to find out who this. Oh, there's a lot of descriptive work, as I could say, about this lunatic. But she goes out and attacks people behind the counter because she can. She's got that arrogant walk. Like, nobody's going to touch me because I'm this way and I'm that way. You got a freaking arrogant and egotistical ass. I mean, it's just the feeling of it. It's just, oh. I've watched the scene a couple of times. And yeah, she did hit the manager on duty over there pretty damn hard, where she had to go to the hospital. And she came back and she's even rattled. Pissed and rattled. I wouldn't blame her. Now, the thing is, when you're working customer service, I know it's hell of a temptation that when you get a customer in your face, you're trying to do everything else you can to keep your calm going in order to keep a calm presence in front of the irate, to let them know, yes, you hear them, but you're not going to be rattled by them. It takes a hell of a lot of skill, practice, and years of experience in the damn shit. And no one is immune for the emotional well up inside that you want to just yell, scream, and deck the person who's yelling at you. I know. I've had a few like that myself in my time. But you can't let it get to you. But unfortunately, there had been limits that I did reach, and it got to me. But not to the point where you're going to be a customer going out and attacking people left and right. No, because I would understand a customer's frustration, but you don't take a frustration out on an employee like that. And not even on the manager. I mean, if they can fix the problem, fix the problem. If not refunded, then go on. Lose the sale. No harm, no foul. But if I have somebody coming behind the counter like that and I'm working over there and they're going to try hitting me, I know you lose the job if you happen to strike back at the customer. But it's self-defense, damn it. Not to mention to get him caught in the camera, I'd probably say, you just been caught on the camera over here and we got the cops going over here. So you got two options. Leave or stay for the cops. If I'm going to get hit again, that's it. I hadn't been in behind the counter in a hell of a long while, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, not for a long ass while. But just seeing some of that stuff, I've even seen the videos for years on this one. Ever since they had the clips and videos being put on social media left and right, you're running into this kind of stuff. You got the attack of the killer Karens out there who think they know better. God bless it. Oof. It's like I kept saying, this lady, it's like, I want to go behind the counter and slap her one, too. You don't do this shit. But obviously, this person thinks she could. That's a battery and assault right there. Actually, just a battery charge. She deliberately went behind and chased. I'd say this one argued down to a misdemeanor on this one. She hit, she damaged, she got police reports, she's got hospital records. You hurt her. Satisfied with that one? You twit? Ay. Well, if that wasn't bad enough. Said before, I was trying to stay away from the politics. You ever heard a guy named Pierce Morgan? Back in England, he used to be a hot shot. And then he came to America, tried to be a hot shot. And then he became a Trumpster without even realizing it. Dumpster diver Trumpster. This guy didn't care. He's got the arrogance and ego like you wouldn't believe. So if you know how to argue your point directly and give him all the information that overloads his brain, he either shut down or he tries to go into overtime with his arguing. Well, that's what he's been doing on some of the stuff on his own channel. He was part, I think, either CNN or MSNBC, and just got dumped because it was getting too damn controversial. Hell, even England couldn't take this guy back. So I guess he's doing his own thing. I never could stand a guy sometimes. He was that much of an arrogant ass. But yeah, I'd be reminded of that too. Okay, other than that, I've been trying to go through the watch list of stuff I've already watched for a little bit and just gone through it. Remember what I've been telling you about the zeros and ones, the algorithms left and right? Well, as I said before, if I get onto a topic, like cooking, for example, maybe Mexican cooking, I'll get maybe about half a dozen to maybe a dozen of video clips of people cooking stuff. If I happen to get it, I heard her again. If I happen to get into a cooking situation where I'm going to be wanting to fix a particular recipe, I like to find out how they're fixing it and if I can fix it at home. And then I got to price it out, see if I can afford the damn thing, and see if I can fix it on one burner. But if I happen to get into gaming, that's a different story altogether. I'm seeing all these simulation games out there. Ultimate something there or another. What the hell was it again? I gotta go back into the search engine. The ultimate epic battle simulators they've got out there. Hadn't heard about them, but now I'm running into clips of these guys. I think it's either PC or it's on one of the platforms out there. And you get your lineup of soldiers or whatever you got going versus zombies, monsters, or another army out there. And you set this thing up where you got your battle lines, this thing and this thing and this thing over here, versus the rest of the army surrounding you. Hit play and then watch the whole thing go crazy. It's addicting as hell until it gets to a point I'm just yawning it, and then I'm just sliding it to the end. Says, okay, who won this massacre? Okay, you got Jedi Knights, you got monsters, you got Sauron, you got angels. Try this one. You got 5 or 6 or even 1 angel out there fighting millions of zombies out there. Zombies, you want to go out there? Yeah, and then you get the smaller, more powerful opposition throwing everything else they got to nail the largest zombie. He's going, God. What do you see is a sea of red of all these zombies getting splattered left and right. And in the games, you got these artillery shells, you got these weapons of mass destruction. Hell, you even got nuclear weapons going on. Holy crap. Yeah, I do a little bit of a chuckle on that one there. I do a little bit of a chuckle on that one because I'm seeing this. Why am I watching it? Well, it's either that or go on the news and hear the people are going blah, 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 about this politician, about that politician, about this one. Oh, God. If that's not bad enough, look at the independent news guys out there having a field day, and they're interviewing, and they're hearing these people going blah, 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 blah. They had two guys I really didn't like. I really didn't want to hear about, but I saw them anyway. Played it. I'm asking myself, what the hell was I doing in the first place? Oh, I couldn't stand the shit. I really couldn't. I mean, it was just that. It was that stupid. Some of the stuff I'll watch. Some of the stuff I'll save for a little bit later when I really get bored. And I'll watch the gaming stuff. But when it comes down for the politics, when it's getting closer and closer to crunch time, it's getting worse and worse. And I was going nuts on the Democratic side when they're saying that they can't deal with Biden in office because he's showing signs that he's not going to be a good president. And I'm thinking, you assholes, you traitorous assholes. This close to the game, this close to November, and you're doing this shit now? You're doing this shit now? Who are you going to have replacing him? You already got most of the primary, nearly all the primaries already done in the states. So they've already got their candidates locked in already. Now you're going to switch them at the. Who are you going to replace them with? You got Kamala Harris. Is that who you're going to do, or are you going to pick Joe Schmo out of the Democratic, wherever the hell you're going to be picking him from? Thought you guys wanted to go against Trump. And if you are, you got to have a candidate who knows what the hell they're doing and name worthy. Other than that, you got Trump in office. Well, but Trump is powerful now. He's got all the attention. He's got the news media. Yeah, and that's the other thing. That's what things also driving me crazy because the independents are having a field day over it. That the news media are getting field day and giving fealty to Trump on this one. And it gives me the disgusting feeling of thinking, great, we're going to be in with this asshole for a long while. Everybody else is having a conniption fit because Trump and the Trumplicans out there, and they're pushing their agendas left and right. It's like the ultimate gloom and doom I'm hearing about the American people and about the country itself. And as I said, I blame the voters. Because they're the ones listening to the stuff. They don't challenge it. They don't argue about it. They just accept it. They lay down and just accept it like good little schmucks. That's why I blame the living crap out of these assholes and asslerettes. You're going to be voting for Trump. You're going to be voting for all the malarkey. But you said you want America great. No, you're not making America great. You're making America trash cans. This is the trash can of the world. You guys blame about the borders being too damn weak. You blame about women's having too much rights over everything, including their body. You complain about the kids getting filled up with too much garbage in their heads. You're going to save their souls by putting religion in schools. You're going to load up every damn court out there with a conservative judge who wants to tear apart the U.S. Constitution while pretending they're saving the damn shit. And the world economy is going to hell in a handbasket because they depend upon us. Speaking of depending upon me, Mama, get over here. Come here, honey. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Get over here. Ah. The world of politics and her own damn mental head games aren't a reality. This is reality. I'm dealing with a neurotic dog over here who's got issues. And late at night, through the early morning hours, I don't know if I'm going to ever sleep again. She'll feel comfortable enough under, but she'll feel tense enough about it. I put her down and she's going to start whining again. Why? Because I put her down. And I left her alone. And I have to make sure she's alright. Physically, she's alright, except she's blind and deaf and old. Oh, you get the yawn, but I don't get the yawn? The nerve of this woman. You're a pain in the ass, you know that? Easy does it, girl. Easy does it. There's an old expression that my mother used to get. She learned it from a British comedy series, and my brother and I used to haunt her for it. She who must be obeyed. Well, this is she who must be obeyed. All right, I'll put you down on the floor. All right. So meanwhile, shutting down operations again so I can go back to bed. Maybe if I'm lucky enough. And this is my reality. Trump's not here. The candidates are not here. They're somewhere else being mouthy about everything. I like to see one of these assholes come over here and see what the hell they're going to do for me, except being mouthy and blame, 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 blame. Then I'm going to tell them to go fuck themselves. You're not the party of helping people. You're the party of blaming others and don't take responsibility for yourself, neither accountability or transparency. And you don't give a shit about anybody else but your own fucking ego. So the only thing I can tell you is go fuck yourselves. For one libturd slash libtard, liberal son of a bitch Democrat, not a Democrat, but Democrat, who believes in a little bit of capitalism, who understands about socialism but doesn't want it, who is a U.S. constitutionalist, and yes, I am a Methodist. Deal with that one, you frickin' woke bastards. Oh yeah, we're afraid of woke. You can't even fucking define woke. What's woke? How dare you? Fuck yourselves.